Big time fan of direct heat cooking. Look at that. She'll appreciate it, Bradley. People, we are back again. Sorry it took a minute for him to get back to my videos. You know, holidays was here. Sometimes life happens, but we are back and I got a treat for you. We got us a new smoker, cooker, whatever you want to call it. Let's get it. Through all that time, I was able to snag me a Chud Box. I did a couple of cooks on it. I wanted to kind of get a little bit of hang of it before I throw it in the video and look like a crazy person. But yeah, so far this thing, it took maybe 3 cooks to get it where I'm kind of managing the fire and food is coming out good. So let's go ahead and get this thing fired up. I'll show you exactly how I fire it up. So take this grate, put it to the side, get this front opened up. I already put this charcoal in here. There's a little bit left from my last cook. I threw some more on top. I got 2 of the little fire starters in there. And let me go ahead and get these going. So basically I'll just let this roll for about maybe 20 minutes until the charcoal starts to ash over at the top when it's all white at the top. I usually take a shovel. What I found that works best for me is to take a shovel and mix it all in together, and then it makes a more even burn throughout the cook. So we're gonna let this burn down for a second and then we will get started. So this is our pork steak. It sat in dry brine overnight, so all the salt kind of hit the surface and then jumped back into the inside. So hopefully that'll leave us with a nice, well-seasoned piece of meat. Although I do hate seeing people grabbing the protein with gloved hands and then grabbing the seasoning with a gloved hand. Same nasty hand. I'm trying to, since I'm not using my other hand in this tripod, I'm using Cosmo's Dirty Bird, but I'm covering the bottom with, you know, paper towel, so I'm not getting my bottle all funky. All right, so we got one side. Pat that in. Flip this baby over and hit the other side. You don't need a whole lot because that dry brine definitely got some salt into the center of the meat. So that should be enough. And I can just pat this in and use what's left to get the sides. All right, so we're gonna let this sit up, lay in the puddle of its own filth until we get the Chud Box ready. See you in a minute. All right, we are back. So as you can see, the charcoals are ashed over. And you know, I know in the videos they said to just take a chimney and just dump it in the middle. For me to get a better result, more even result, what I do is wait for them to ash over, and then I try to mix them up a little bit, so that way the hot are spread throughout. The lit coals are spread out throughout the coals that aren't so lit. So I mix them up like that. And then I take my shovel and I try to kind of center everything right in the middle. So I got a nice little pile here. Everything is touching, you know, because in the beginning I would dump them in there and something off into that right corner would just be sitting there unlit. So now everything is mingled in together. So now we can get this thing shut down and let it get up to temp. Okay, so let's get our grate put in. I'm charging all my other cameras as we speak, so now that I can get back to my videos, I'll have different angles set up, but we're doing the gimbal style to get back. So as far as in the beginning, I just put it on the second notch. Get this baby shut down. Then we'll go ahead and open it up all the way. And when the temperature starts rising, first thing I'll do is go ahead and back down the stack. And then once it gets close to maybe 300, then I'll put it on this first notch. So we'll be back once it starts picking up temp. Later. All right. As you can see, we are at 300 on the nose. Both sides, very efficient. I'm guessing maybe it has something to do with the way I mix those coals in and put them dead center. We're just gonna say that's what it is. So we're gonna move this one, move that up to the first one, and then we're gonna shut this. We're gonna start there with the damper on the top. We take it out in the sun so you can see it. See that pork butt and sweat it out? Nice and glistening. All right. Gimbal troubles. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get this baby put on. All right. So I put one chunk in because I like smoke flavor. Although you do get a nice flavor from the juices dripping down on the coals. Excellent flavor. But I want to put at least one chunk in. Now that we are at 300, let's put our pork steak right in the middle. Nice sizzle. One sec, let me take this glove off so I don't get my handle all nasty. All right, there we go, it's on. Let's put this back. I need to tighten up my screw. There's a screw back here that controls whether this goes forward or backward. I'm guessing now that it's been fired up a few times, I need to tighten it up. But yeah, so we're gonna let it roll. We'll check back in 45 minutes and see where we're at later. We are gonna go ahead and make us a mop sauce. Right now I'm just melting down a stick of butter. And I actually have my sauce that I make, my mustard-based sauce. I make it in a concentrate form. That way I can store it longer. And then when I'm ready to finish it off, I thicken it up. So I just take one stick of butter and a cup of this concentrated sauce. It's got a lot of little things in it, you know, apple cider vinegar, white vinegar, a little of this, a little of that, but it's banging. So as soon as this butter boils down, I'm gonna hit it with the sauce or the concentrate, and we'll have us a perfect mop sauce. Okay, now that our butter has cooked down, well, not really cooked down, heated up, I'm gonna pour in 1 cup of my concentrate sauce. Let this heat up, and then we'll take it out so we can mop the pork steak when it's time to flip. All right, see y'all back at the smoker or grill maybe, the Chud Box. Later. All right, it has been 45 minutes. This was the end piece. I went to the meat store yesterday, picked up one pork butt to make for my wife, her clinical site, and they sell them in twos. So I had them cut the other one in into I think 4, maybe 5 pork steaks. So this was the end piece. That's why I wanted to cook this one first, because it's gonna be the runt of the deal. So we'll get us some of this good old mop. And they weren't lying as far as the smell that comes off of these fats and this mop sauce hitting these coals. It's pretty damn nice. All right, so we're gonna go another 45 minutes on this side and see what we end up with, and we'll start checking temps. Still, let's see, we got 300 there. We're about 310 on that side, so we still holding good. So I'll just sit this mop sauce right here. All right, it's been 15 minutes on this side. I know it's nowhere near done, but I want to give it another mop. Dang, that's looking pretty dang good. So we've been rocking between around 325. It went up a little bit, especially once I put that that wood chunk on there. But all is good. One more dash, and we are good to go. Let's get this thing shut back down. Put our mop back on top. And I'll see you in another 15. All right, it's been another 15 minutes. Let's see what this other side is doing. I don't want to get it too crispy, but that way I can hit it with some mop and soften it up. Well, actually, this side looks like it can go a little bit longer, but I'm gonna mop it and then flip it back over. Get a little bit of seasoning on this side, and I want to get a little bit more crust over here. If I had to guess, I would say 170s range. Let's see. Oh, we have 183. So I'm gonna let this thing keep on going. I'm probably gonna pull it at 190 because I don't want it to shred. I want to be able to slice it up. But yeah, that's looking real good. All right, keep the mop warm. I'll see you when we hit 190. All right, we have hit our target temp of 190. That, like I said before, if I take it any further than that, it may end up being shredded like pulled pork. But we're not wanting that. That's why they call it a pork steak. Oh man, look at that crust. That's what I'm talking about. Well, they ain't definitely not lying about this direct heat grilling. It put off some crazy smells. It's almost like intoxicating. So I'm gonna take me a shower, let this thing rest, and I'm gonna eat. So I'll check in with y'all in a minute. Yep. All right, I'm starving. It's time to eat. So I'm gonna show you what this thing looked like. Got a nice crust on it. I put a little bit of the mop in here and just loosely tinted it while it rested while I took a shower. So let's see. This thing is looking real nice. We've got some, this fat's broke down really nice on this corner here. So let's take a slice on camera, and then I'm digging in. I know you can see it. It's nice and juicy. So I call it a win. I'm a big time fan of direct heat cooking. Look at that. But you'll appreciate it, Bradley. Later. I had to come back. Man, this thing is so good. All right, later.